I'm working for a client and he wants to invest into multiple properties. So he asked me a very simple question. Ankit, how much money I can make on my investment into real estate? This is the biggest concern of every investor I'm working with. Even the end users, even the people who want to use the property for self-living, they really care about how much the property price will appreciate every year. So in this video, I thought I'll do a real case study of all the projects, how they have performed. Let me analyze the past projects of the top 15 developers of Dubai, who are the top 15 developers in terms of the value sold, not in terms of the number of transactions, but in the total amount of value sold in Dubai real estate. So the years that I'm taking are 2021, 2022, 2023. I'm not taking the last 2 years because I feel once the projects have reached a 50% or more construction stage, that is when you can see real transactions, real resale transactions, and gauge whether the projects have appreciated or not. So I'll take all the projects which were launched in these 3 years. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about new launches, new products which keep coming every week. We have a lot of agents in the market today who just keep jumping from one launch to another. This week developer A is launching one project, next week another developer is launching another community, and they are pitching every project to the investors. So what I want to do is that I want to go to the actual sites, because when these projects are launched, everything seems really nice on paper, on the brochures. So what I'm gonna do is that all the projects that I've shortlisted for the top 15 developers, I'm gonna go to their actual sites and I'm gonna tell you how much they have appreciated. Since the data is really open for Dubai, so I've taken all the resale transactions of a particular project, let's say 30 transactions in the last 6 months. So I take the median, the average appreciation achieved, and then I also calculate the median annual appreciation. So I account the time this project was launched so that you can get to know how much this project has achieved a growth rate every year. Just to clarify here, I've used enough number of transactions, mostly more than 10, to create an enough data set to conclude at a proper average or median appreciation percentage for each of the projects. Also, please note here that the appreciation per year is purely a return on investment calculation on the absolute appreciation divided by the investment time horizon, and doesn't account any percentage of equity deployed on the payment plan to produce a return on equity number, and neither it accounts any rental returns on a ready property. Return on equity is generally much higher than the appreciation per year figures because ROE is calculated on the capital deployed in the payment plan till the time of the resale, while appreciation percentage here in this video are calculated on the full sale price value. So this study has also helped me to know a lot more on the market, how the projects have performed, what kind of developers are actually helping the investors grow their capital, what type of properties are actually performing. So this video will bust a lot of myths and you will actually get to know what's the real appreciation rate that the Dubai market is giving to the investors at this time in 2026, as well as you will also know which areas are performing, which developers are performing, and which kind of properties are performing on the market. Most of my investors, their main goal is capital appreciation, and the theme of my channel is the same. I analyze a lot of numbers and I present it to my viewers. So I personally get the maximum happiness and satisfaction when I see my clients' capital grow in the real estate investments I chose for them. Before I start with the top 15 developers performance report card, I want to put a disclaimer here because I don't want to get this video taken down for putting actual facts and figures. I'm not using this video to defame any developer by stating real numbers which are openly available and anyways accessible to the general public on platforms such as Property Finder, Bayut, DXB Interact or Property Monitor. I'm just using my capability for data analysis to showcase those numbers for the general awareness of my investors. Even if a particular developer's project is not appreciating or even depreciating below original prices, it doesn't directly indicate that the project is bad or the developer is doing wrong. Poor appreciation or depreciation numbers could be a result of poor investment decisions and bad financial conditions of an individual or a group of people who are misled into buying with wrong expectations or have not done their own financial due diligence in a proper way before buying a property. Real estate project can be a great place to self-live or to rent to a tenant despite having a poor record from an investment point of view of capital appreciation. So in EMAAR, the very first community that I'm going to cover is Dubai Creek Harbour. So right now I'm standing in Dubai Creek Harbour, one of the main promenades, and you can see the Dubai Creek Harbour buildings. So the projects that were launched in the 3 years, first we take 2022. 2022, the two projects that were launched in the Creek Beach District. So this one is the Creek Beach District in Dubai Creek Harbour. So in this Creek Beach, the projects that we will discuss will be Lotus, Orchid, Cedar and Savannah. These were launched at different times. Creek Beach Lotus has appreciated by 43% since the launch time. So the average annual appreciation growth rate is coming to 11.2%. That's the average. And in Creek Beach Orchid, it appreciated by 26%. So making the average annual growth rate to 6.9% every year for that project. This one is Creek Crescent. This was launched in June of 2022 and is fully ready now, and it has achieved an appreciation of again 26%. 26% is making an annual appreciation of about 7.2% every year. Then another project that was launched in November of 2022 was the Cove 2, which you can see here. It is almost getting ready and finished now. So the Cove 2 has appreciated so far by 16%. It is 87% ready. Still not ready to move. I think it will take a little more time. So far it is appreciated by 16%, making the annual growth rate per year to an average of 5%. This one is Palace Residences North. This one is on the Inner Boulevard and was launched in February of 2023 and has appreciated by 26% because of the Palace brand, making the annual appreciation rate to around 8.9%. And apart from the Palace Residences North, the other three projects that were launched in 2023 was Cedar. Cedar, we haven't seen many resale transactions. Mostly it has gone for around 3.5% average appreciation. Then came Creek Waters 2 in April 2023. And this project also we have not seen much appreciation, just 5% so far. And then there was Savannah in Creek Beach District that was launched in May of 2023. And that project also we haven't seen much appreciation so far, again around 5%, making the annual growth rate to 1.8% every year. So EMAAR had launched 3 apartment buildings in Dubai Hills estate, which are facing towards the Dubai Hills Park. The first one was behind in 2022. Parkfield was launched, and then this one behind is Line Gardens, and the one there is Park Horizon. So all these 3 buildings are facing towards the Dubai Hills Estate Park, as you can see here. The park is already established, and if I have to talk about the numbers, so for Parkfield, the median growth rate, the appreciation upon handover which has been achieved from June of 2022 is 42%. So on a yearly basis, it is coming about 12%. So 12% is the CAGR for Parkfield. And if I talk about Line Gardens, which is this project, almost getting handed over. So this one was launched in, again, July of 2022. And it has achieved a median appreciation rate every year of about 10.5%. So it is almost close to what is there in Parkfield. And if I talk about Park Horizon, which is that building, so that one has achieved a median appreciation rate every year of about 7.89% in Dubai Hills Estate. Those 2 buildings are part of Elvira. So Elvira was launched in January of 2023. And so far in the last 3 years, it has achieved a median appreciation of 15%, and the yearly median at about 5%. And if you look here, the third building, that side in the corner, that is another project called Parkside Views, which was launched again in that same year in October 2023. And so far, whatever we have seen in resales, it has just been a median appreciation of 3%, making the yearly average median per appreciation at 1.3%. So now that we have seen the residential apartment buildings on the Dubai Hills Park side, let's see how are the projects which are on the golf course side in Dubai Hills Estate. So one of the projects that was launched by EMAAR is Greenside. So this was launched in June of 2023 and is 60% ready. So if we talk about the numbers in this project so far, it has mostly gone around the original price or below. And we have to wait and watch how this project performs later on once it's handed over. So in the year 2021, EMAAR had launched 3 villa clusters on the golf course side. And the first one which I'm going to talk about is the Majestic Vistas, which are also called as the Lamborghini Villas. So far, how they have performed is that they have got an average appreciation of 31%, making the median yearly appreciation to 6.89% for the Majestic Vistas. And then if I talk about the Palm Hills, these are the villas which you can see here behind me. So these Palm Hills were launched around June of 2021. And so far, they have appreciated by 70%, making the median yearly appreciation to 15.56%, which is pretty good. But I have one more example which performed even better than the Palm Hills, which is your Golf Place Terraces, also called as Golf Place 2, which was launched in May of 2021, and it achieved a mind-blowing median appreciation of 140%, making the median yearly appreciation to 30%, which is a fabulous number for real estate investment in Dubai. So one of the biggest projects that were launched in 2022 by EMAAR were the Address Hillcrest Villas, which were the branded villas in Dubai Hills Estate. And you can see these villas are now ready to move in. But if you see at the resale numbers, how they have performed so far, so upon handover, these villas have achieved a median appreciation of just 4.5% so far, making the median annual growth, yearly annual growth to just 1.3%. Despite these being really huge plot size villas and branded by address, being very close to the Dubai Hills Mall, I think this community still needs to get matured to get that kind of further appreciation on these properties. But I think one of the deterring factors is that these villas are just adjacent to the apartment buildings here in Dubai Hills Estate. So these are actually directly looking to your villas in the address Hillcrest. So EMAAR had not launched a lot of projects in these 3 years in downtown Dubai because everything was already launched and built. Only one project was launched in the year 2022. In February, St. Regis downtown, which you can see behind me, these 2 towers are already under construction now. And this one is now almost 50% complete. And what they have achieved in terms of appreciation is about 19%, making the CAGR to approximately 4.85% every year. And these buildings are branded by St. Regis, and you got the Burj Khalifa that side, the fountains, and this right here is the Dubai Opera. So now I'm going to talk about EMAAR's one of the most prominent beachfront and waterfront communities, EMAAR Beachfront, which you can see behind me right now. I'm standing at Palm Jumeirah, and from here, you can get a pretty nice idea how EMAAR Beachfront's building are placed. You can see Dubai Marina in the background, your JBR skyline, all the way up to Blue Waters Island. EMAAR Beachfront, if you look here, this community was launched way back, and a lot of previous earlier projects like Sunrise Bay, Beach Vista, they have performed really well on appreciation. People have made a lot of appreciation. People have doubled their money. But if I talk about the projects which were launched in the 3 years of consideration, in 2021, Palace Beach was launched. Palace Beach, since the launch, has witnessed 37% appreciation, making the median annual appreciation to 7.4%. Apart from that, Beach Mansion was launched in the same year, 2021, and it has not performed as good as Palace Beach. Appreciation is standing at 22% with annual appreciation at 5.08%. And if you talk about the Address the Bay, which in my opinion is one of the best projects here, if you look in the corner, the one which is getting constructed right now with the crane, that is the Address, one of the best projects. It was launched in May of 2022 and it has achieved so far about a median 14% appreciation. But I think once that project will be ready, it will definitely achieve a much higher appreciation percentage. And then behind Address the Bay, there is this project, Beachgate by Address, that is also branded by the Address brand, and that project is already 63% ready. But so far we are seeing mostly OP deals, so it has not performed that good. But I think once this whole community gets matured, as you can see, 2 new projects also coming, Sea Point and Bayview by Address. So once this whole community is ready and the overall construction of this place is over, I think this community will thrive because it has the private beach and it has this open sea views. So now I am at one of the biggest redevelopment projects of EMAAR, which is your Rashid Yachts and Marina. So you can see the yachts behind me, Maritime City in the background. This is the Marine Drive, the main promenade of the community. And the very first project on the promenade, Sea Gate, which was basically relaunched because I think this project was earlier called Shindagada. And then it was relaunched in June of 2022 as Sea Gate. And this project is now ready to move in, as you can see. And this project has achieved about a median appreciation of 39%, making the CAGR as 10.8% every year. So which is a pretty good number for a waterfront development in an area which is still up and coming. If you can see behind me, a lot of construction is happening. A lot of projects were launched behind this project. Seascape is already under construction. In fact, you can also see this amazing swimming pool because in this project there is a very long connected swimming pool, one of the largest in Dubai. And there in the distance you can even see Burj Khalifa and the downtown skyline. So that is, on your right is Seascape, which is coming behind Sea Gate, and on the left, that one is Sunridge project. So let me talk about the numbers on Seascape and Sunridge. So Seascape was launched in December of 2022, and so far whatever resales have happened, it has achieved a median appreciation of about 9%, making the CAGR to just around 2.92%, whereas Sunridge, that project, has gained very little, just about 2.5% so far, with a CAGR of just 1%. So let me give you a brief overview. So these are your Seagate buildings. That is your Seascape, the 4 buildings in that project. That long swimming pool will be in front of these buildings, and that is your Sunridge. And you can see behind there a lot of upcoming projects coming like Bayline, Avonlea, Ocean Point. So a lot of projects are coming in this area. I think this community still needs much more time to get developed and become a mature community. So now I am in one of the newest EMAAR communities, Arabian Ranches 3, and I'm in this beautiful central park of Kaya. So what you can see here are the delivered Kaya villas. So let me talk about the numbers, how they have happened here in this community by EMAAR. So if you look at the numbers of these projects, I will put everything here on the table. So starting from 2021, first June was launched, then came Kaya, then came Bliss, Elisab. All these 4 projects are in 2021. And if you look at the numbers, the best performing was Kaya, these villas, independent villas, and they have appreciated to almost 70% from the launch price, making the average annual appreciation to almost 15% every year. So this has been one of the best investment products from EMAAR, independent villas in a full master community. And if you look at the other numbers, like for June, so June has performed at an average of 11.1% every year. Bliss is at around almost 14% every year. Elisab, which has also been delivered and is just next to Kaya, is also appreciated well and is giving around 12% every year annual appreciation. And then if we talk about the projects which came later on in Arabian Ranches 3, such as the Bliss 2 Raya, which came in 2022, and they have also been delivered, they have also appreciated well. Bliss 2 has appreciated by 44%, Raya by 42%, making almost the average annual appreciation to around 12% every year. And if we talk about the projects which were launched in the year 2023, one being Anya, then came May and Anya 2. So these were launched around Jan to June 2023. They are still under construction and being delivered. And if you look at the appreciation achieved, so they have Anya has appreciated by 30%, so making it about 10% every year since the launch time. And if you talk about May has appreciated about 4.2% every year since the launch, and Anya 2 about 7% every year since the launch. These are the average numbers from the actual resale transactions which have happened in Arabian Ranches 3. And this community specifically, Arabian Ranches 3, has been one of the topmost communities in terms of resale transactions in the last couple of quarters. If you will open and look at the data in Dubai Land Department, you will see a lot of resales happening, and this is one of the communities where a lot of the secondary agents are focusing. We as a company also have a lot of secondary agents who are completely focusing on the resales in the villa clusters, in the townhouse clusters in Arabian Ranches 3. And finally, I'm in the Valley by EMAAR, and this community has now taken up shape, and I will speak about how the projects have performed. So what you see there on that side, that is the Eden. So Eden was the very first townhouse cluster, and in this video what I'm talking about the projects which were launched in 2021, 2022 and 2023. So 2021, what was launched was Nara and Talia, which were very similar to Eden. So Nara has appreciated by 87.5%. So the annual appreciation growth rate for Nara project is 19.4% every year. And if I talk about Talia, so Talia has appreciated by 80%, so 18.8% appreciation every year. And then if I talk about Aurania, which is here, so that is Aurania project that you see there. It's almost getting delivered. So Aurania has appreciated by 62% on an average, and the average annual growth rate every year is come to about 17.3%. So you can see most of the townhouse clusters in the valley which were launched in the year 2021, 2022, investors have made double-digit growth, averaging about 18% rate every year. And then if I talk about the farm gardens, which were the larger independent villas, so if you see those villas there, so those are the farm gardens phase 1 villas, which are almost getting ready now. So farm gardens was launched in December of 2022, and so far it has appreciated by about 22%, making the annual growth rate to 7.1% every year. And talking about the other townhouse clusters in the valley, phase 1, here we are not talking about the phase 2, only phase 1. So phase 1, the clusters which were launched in 2023, Ellora, Rivana, Nima and Alana, they are already still under construction. Ellora, which is almost 89% ready, has appreciated by 16.6% every year, Rivana by 8.9% and Nima by 9% every year. So these are really good numbers. Only Alana has not performed that good. Appreciation is 7%, making the average appreciation per year to 3.1%. So far, a lot of investors, they were very hesitant of this, dump yard, which probably will go away. And, they always, the very first thing that they would say is that, oh, the valley is too far, the valley is too far. The numbers are here. I mean, most of the investors who are invested in this project, they have made the money. They have really made the money. And I think even the investors who have invested in the phase 2 will definitely make money because the prices are still much low. So what you see here is the Palmyra cluster. The Palmyra, the very first cluster of the Oasis by EMAAR. So Palmyra 1 has reached a construction stage of 60%. So this was launched in June of 2023, and so far the average appreciation of these villas is 16%, making the average annual appreciation rate to 6.19%. Finally, I'm in EMAAR South, EMAAR's golf course community in Dubai South area. So what you can see behind me are the recently finished fairway villas. So these villas look over the golf course there. You can see the golf course is almost ready now. It's not open yet, but we can see a lot of progress has been done now. This golf club is ready, and probably you can see soon that people might be playing on that 18-hole championship golf course. So if I talk about Fairway Villa 1, how they have performed. So this project was launched in December of 2022, and so far they have appreciated at a median of 12%, making the annual appreciation to about 3.89%. And if I talk about the Fairway Villa 2, the second phase of this villa project that was launched in May of 2023, that is 59% complete, so still under construction. And that has gained about a median of 15% appreciation on the resale market, on the transactions that we have seen on the Dubai Land Department data. So Fairway Villa 2, median annual appreciation is coming around 5.63%. But definitely once this golf club opens up and people move into the villas, I feel this area will definitely develop. And then it's all about the waiting game. Once the airport, the Dubai International Airport, moves from DXB to the WC Al Maktoum International Airport, which is estimated to be in 2032. So I think definitely this will be one of the most prime communities for people who are working with the airline industry, with the airports, to live with their families, especially the people with high-paying jobs such as pilots and managers, senior managers. So in EMAAR South, EMAAR had renamed Greenview 3 in March of 2022. So these townhouses have appreciated by 71% since March of 2022. So on a yearly basis, the median growth rate is coming to 18.5%, one of the best numbers for EMAAR as a developer. So I've come to the DAMAC Lagoons. This is one of the most new communities which has been delivered by the DAMAC. You can see the community center is taking shape, the lagoon is taking shape, and you can see some of the townhouses which have delivered. I think that is Santorini. And those buildings that you see is a part of the DAMAC Hills 1. So this community, the DAMAC Lagoons, this project was actually the big game changer for DAMAC as a developer, because if you look at the numbers, this has been one of the best performing projects on the resale market. Prices have really appreciated since the launch. Let me start from the order of launch. So the first project was Santorini, which has been delivered. This was launched way back in October of 2021, and which was followed by Costa Brava, Nice and Portofino. So all these projects were launched during the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. All of them are mostly ready. So Santorini has appreciated at an average of 62%, making the median annual appreciation rate to 14.8%. So it's a double-digit figure. It's an amazing figure. Every year, every investor would want to achieve this number. And if we look at the other projects which were followed in the following years, like in 2022, 2023, they are still under construction, and the prices had risen, like the launch prices were later on increased by DAMAC. So if you look at the resale market for Venice, Malta, Marbella, they are hovering between 18, 23, 24%, 36%, making the average annual growth rate to around 5%, 9%, 7%. So single digit annual growth for the phases which came on later. And if you look at the last two clusters, I will put everything on the table here so that you will understand all the clusters, how they have performed. We can see the first two ones, Santorini and Costa Brava, the numbers are at 14.8 and 13%. And this one that you see here is Costa Brava cluster, almost getting finished. The properties are ready to move now. Whereas if we look at the last two clusters like Mykonos and Morocco, which were launched in the year 2023, the last few clusters, there haven't been too much appreciation, like the prices are going almost at the original prices so far, even if the construction stage has passed beyond 50%. So this is a prime example to showcase how it is very important to choose the very first clusters in a brand new master community. And I mean the DAMAC did a fabulous job at launching at one of the lowest prices during the very first few clusters in the DAMAC Lagoons, and have made this community a big success for them and for a lot of the investors. The DAMAC's flagship community, the DAMAC Hills one, there is a luxurious villa-only project called Cavalli Estates, which was launched in April of 2022. It's almost complete, 90% ready, but so far whatever few resales we have seen, it's mostly going around the same price. So the DAMAC had launched this project, Cavalli Casa Tower, in Dubai Media City, just next to Dubai Marina. It is now 65% ready. This was launched in September of 2021. And so far, whatever resales have happened, the price is almost going around the same price it was launched. So we have to wait and watch once this building gets delivered, if any appreciation does happen in this project. So one of the towers of the DAMAC which is coming in Business Bay is this one, which is called the Chick Tower. This one is branded by one of their brands, D. Crozone, and this was launched in October 2022. And so far, whatever resales have happened is mostly going at the original price. So this project has not seen any appreciation so far. So now we are at Port de la Mer, and why I've come here is that not many projects that have launched in the years 21, 22, 23, but there was only one project, La Serene, which is precisely here on this side. So this project was launched in the year August of 2021, and so far, if we look at the resale market, the appreciation which has happened is around 36%, making the median annual appreciation at 8.15% for this project in Port de la Mer by MERAAS. So next stop is MERAAS Central Park. You can see behind me a lot of construction is happening here of the projects which were launched in Central Park. Your City Walk Mall is on that side, and the City Walk buildings are already established just next to the Central Park. So let me show you which are the projects which are already been delivered and how they are performed on the resale market. So the best project that has performed in Central Park is this project, Viridian. It is 100% complete. It was launched in November of 2021, and so far 56% is its median appreciation with a CAGR of 13.4%. So this is the best appreciation achieved in a Central Park project so far. And if you look at the other numbers, I will put it down here in the table. So Celadon has achieved a CAGR of 3.6%. Myrtle has achieved 12%. Castleton has achieved 6.5%. It is still under construction. Then other 4 projects which are still under construction, you can see here, they have achieved a CAGR of somewhere single digit like 6 to 8 to 4%, and they still have to get handed over. So on handover, we'll see how much appreciation can be achieved in this community Central Park. I think why the projects have not achieved so much appreciation so far is because a lot of construction is happening here. Like I can constantly hear the construction noise, a lot of trucks passing by. So once this community will be fully mature, I think that is when maybe these projects will achieve true appreciation as how City Walk has done. Let me show you how close we are to downtown. So I'm walking on the boulevard of Central Park, and look here. You can see Burj Khalifa so close, along with some downtown buildings, and City Walk is on this side. And let me show you a glimpse of the park in the Central Park. We can actually have a look here. You see here, this is the building 1 in Central Park. This was the very first building which was delivered. Residents are already living here. And this is one of the access to the Central Park area. And you can see a lot of projects with cranes which are getting finished in this master plan by MERAAS. So another master community from MERAAS is Madinat Jumeirah Living, right in Sukim. So let me talk about few projects which were launched during these 3 years. First being Jadeel, which is this one. It is already ready. People have moved in. So this was launched in March of 2022, and it has achieved an appreciation of 43%. So the median yearly appreciation is standing at 11.2%. Whereas if I talk about the other projects like Al Jazi, Lama, Jomana, you can see these were launched later in the years 2022 and 2023, and they have achieved like single digit appreciation rates ranging from 7.6%, 6.4%, and the latest one being Jomana in 2023, which was launched and getting the CAGR at 1.24% only. So this one that you are looking here is the community which is getting delivered from MERAAS. So this is MERAAS' first exclusive villa and townhouse community, Nadar Sheba Gardens. So here you can look the phase 2. So the phase 2 was launched in April of 2022, and since that time this community has already appreciated by 46%. So the median yearly appreciation rate is coming to 12.2%, which is pretty decent for a villa and townhouse community in Dubai. And I think once it will be delivered fully, I think the prices will rise further and we can see much higher appreciation. So this one is the phase 3 of Nadar Sheba Gardens. There you can have a look at the retail mall which is coming in the community. It's taking up shape. So the phase 3 has appreciated so far in the resale market by 32%, making the CAGR rate to 10.67%. So what here you can look is the phase 2. So just next to it is the phase 4, which will be coming in the future and will be delivered in 2027. So phase 4 was launched in October of 2023, and so far whatever resales have happened, it's not much appreciated, just at about 3.1% every year. SOBHA had launched this project, The Crest, which you can see behind me, that one. So the Crest was launched in November of 2021, and this project has been delivered, and the median appreciation is standing at 13%, making the CAGR, the median annual appreciation rate, at 3.1%. So these properties are getting rented and people are really happy with this community, but somehow these properties are not performing on the appreciation level. If you talk about this project, Crest Grande, so Crest Grande was launched in January of 2022, and this has achieved an appreciation so far of just 6%, with the CAGR at 1.5%. Let me talk about the other two projects which are from SOBHA in SOBHA Hartland. So this is your Creek Vista Heights. These are two tall towers just at the entrance of SOBHA Hartland 1. So this project was launched in August of 2022 and it's 60% ready almost. But so far, whatever resales we have seen, the prices mostly are going at the original prices, launch prices. And then you can see here on your left is the upcoming SOBHA Mall. And this building behind the upcoming mall is SOBHA Creek Vista Grande. It is ready now. People have already moved in. And this building has achieved an appreciation of 17%, making the median yearly appreciation rate since its launch time to about 4.5%. So it's quite surprising that why SOBHA, being such a nice community, you can have a look here at the community. It has two amazing international schools. One you can see here to your right, which is your Heartland International School. And the other school here is one of the most expensive schools in Dubai. This one is the North London Collegiate School, Dubai. And despite of these two schools, the apartments here, they are performing great on the rental income, but somehow on the appreciation standpoint, they have not performed that good to say, even if we look at the numbers from the Ellington projects as well. The Ellington projects have performed better with the ones which are in JVC. So maybe this area needs much more time, but if you look here, I've been to many communities in Dubai, and you look at the trees here. The trees are amazing. SOBHA has done a splendid job here with the greenery, with the maintenance of the community space. So you can have a look here, how people are enjoying the greenery here. These are the parks. Mostly what I'm seeing is the tenants are enjoying with their small children, with their dogs. Despite SOBHA providing a really amazing quality, everyone in the market, you talk to any agent, they say that SOBHA is providing the best quality for the apartments, even better than EMAAR. But somehow, for some reason, maybe the developer is not pricing it right initially, that if the investors are investing in the projects, they are not getting the great appreciation which they should be getting if they are putting the money in the Dubai market. So this one is SOBHA One. This is one of the flagship projects for SOBHA in Al Buqadra, very close to the Russell Khor Wildlife Sanctuary. So this one was launched in November of 2022. It is 58% complete now. As you can see, there are 5 towers in here. But if we look at the resales in this tower, mostly the units have gone for the same price in the resale so far. So this project has not seen any appreciation so far since the launch time. So this is SOBHA Reserve. It's an upcoming villa-only community in Dubai land. and you can see it is almost now 55% ready. This was launched in April of 2023. Despite being more than 50% ready, whatever resales that have happened in this community are going mostly at the original price or even below. We have to wait and watch how this community shapes up. So this is SOBHA's S Tower on Sheikh Zayed Road in Dubai Internet City. This was launched in October of 2022 and now it's kind of ready to move in. But so far, whatever we have seen in resale, mostly it's going around the same price. One of the buildings from the Select Group on the Business Bay Canal is this one, 15th North Side. This was launched in February of 2021, around the same time when I started my career in Dubai real estate. And this project so far has a median appreciation of 47%, making the annual median appreciation at 9.56%. One of the biggest master plans by Select Group in Business Bay is the Peninsula, and these were launched in the year 2021 and 2022 at a fantastic payment plan. A lot of investors picked up these apartments at 30/70 payment plan, and some of these buildings are now ready. And we have seen the resale transactions. If I talk about the Peninsula 1 figure, Peninsula 1 and 2, which you can see here on my left and right, these towers have already experienced a lot of resales and the prices have appreciated at 41%, making the CAGR to around 9.8%. If I talk about the other buildings like Peninsula 3, Peninsula 4, Peninsula 5, they kind of vary. The CAGR is varying from 2 to 6 to 8%. I will put all the information here on the screen. Whereas if we talk about the premium building, Jumeirah Living Peninsula, that we have not seen many resale transactions, only a few going at the original price. So here you can get a gist of how this 5-6 buildings together are gelling up in this area in Business Bay. It is one of the areas where you have a lot of traffic, as you can see on the road. So there is one project from Select Group, these two towers behind me, which is called The Edge. These were launched in March of 2023. So far they are 77% complete, and whatever resales we have seen in the past 2 years, the properties have appreciated at a median of 11%, making the CAGR to around 3.8% for these buildings in Business Bay. So Select Group had also launched an ultra luxury project on the Palm Jumeirah, branding it with one of the world's top hospitality brands, Six Senses, and this project was launched in January of 2022 and it's already 93% ready. So far, whatever resales we are looking, the median appreciation is around 17% and the yearly median appreciation is coming around 4.25%. So back in November 2021, NAKHEEL had launched a villa community in the Al Furjan area. So this one is called Jebel Ali Village. Jebel Ali Village is almost now ready to move in. As you can see here, we can see the villas on the left and on the right. So this is the community on Sheikh Zayed Road and it has achieved amazing appreciation. So the appreciation that it has achieved is close to 65%, and the annual appreciation it has achieved is coming around 15.5%. Following the launch of Jebel Ali Village, NAKHEEL launched Tilal Al Furjan Phase 1 in January of 2022. This is one of the hottest projects which has gained the most in appreciation. So Tilal Al Furjan, these villas have appreciated at a median of 87.5%, making the median annual growth rate to 21.88%, which is a fabulous number. So definitely these villas have done a great job for the investors. And if I talk about Tilal Al Furjan Phase 2, so Phase 2 was launched later in May of 2022, and the Phase 2 by NAKHEEL, the Tilal, these units, when they were launched by NAKHEEL, it was very difficult to get these units. So Tilal Al Furjan Phase 2 has appreciated by 69.5%, making the annual growth rate CAGR to 18.95%. So it's a successful community for the investors. So NAKHEEL had launched the Phase 1 of the District 1 West Villa community back in February of 2023. And here you can see the villas have taken shape now. The villas are now 56% ready. And these villas, if you see, have already appreciated by 32%, making the median annual appreciation at 11.1% every year. So what you see here is Mudon Al Raneem townhouses from Dubai Properties. So the clusters which were released in the years we are considering. So in the year 2023, Al Raneem 4 clusters were released around March to June, and you can see these townhouses have reached this much construction stage. And if we look at the resale prices of these units, so the Mudon Al Raneem 4 has gained 28% appreciation, making the average annual appreciation rate to 9.8%, almost 10%. And if you look at the other ongoing construction townhouses, which are about 79% ready, so these have appreciated about 18.5%, making the average annual growth rate to around 7%. So one of the flagship communities, residential communities of Dubai Properties is Villa Nova in Dubai land. It's a very mature community. And if I talk about the projects, how they have performed, so the ones which were launched in 2021, La Rosa 5 and La Rosa 6, they have appreciated to the tunes of 74%, 69%, making the average annual appreciation to around 16% every year. But one of the best performing townhouse projects in Dubai in terms of appreciation is La Violeta in Villa Nova. So La Violeta 1, which was launched in February of 2022, has appreciated by 104%. So it's like basically the prices have doubled since the launch time, making the average annual appreciation to 26.5% every year. So investors who bought these townhouses in February of 2022, their properties have risen in value by 26% every year. So it's a fabulous appreciation number. And even La Violeta 2, which was launched later in 2022, has appreciated by 61%, making the average annual appreciation to around 19%. So these are the numbers in Villa Nova, which has performed really well for the investors who have invested in these townhouses. So now if I talk about DANUBE, so DANUBE have started their residential apartments in the Furjan area mostly, and these are in the affordable category. In the recent years, like in the last couple of years, they have launched very high priced projects in Dubai. So if I talk about the performance of DANUBE project, so this one, Pearls by DANUBE, this is one of their projects which has performed the best. It has achieved about 9.39% appreciation every year. 36% in total. This was launched in March of 2022. And if I talk about another project of DANUBE in Al Furjan area itself, which is GEMS. So GEMS was also launched in 2022, and so far the number says that it has appreciated at a median of 16%, making the annual median appreciation rate to about 4.36%. And a couple of projects of DANUBE I'll also talk about in the Arjan area. So in Arjan, they have this project that they had launched in 2021, Skies. It is now ready 100%, and the appreciation achieved in the Skies project is about 24% after the handover. So the median annual appreciation rate per year is coming to around 5.65% in the Skies project. And if I talk about the another project, Opals in Arjan, so that was launched in August of 2022. That is also ready, and it has achieved an appreciation of 9%. So the annual CAGR is coming to 2.63% only. Since OMNIYAT mostly builds in the luxury real estate space, but they are still in the top 15 developers of Dubai in terms of total value which they sold in these 3 years, which was more than 5 billion dirhams. One of their projects, which is this one, this masterpiece Lana Residences Dorchester Collection, there haven't been many resale transactions, just one which appreciated at 39%. So we don't have too much data to say how this project performed from an investment point of view, but definitely it's a very high-end building, one of the most high-end buildings to reside in the city of Dubai, right in the heart of downtown. One of the newest additions on the Business Bay Canal is this new land section which is sitting on the canal. Most likely, probably a beach club is coming on this place, which is just opposite the Lana Residences. As well as you can see the two buildings from OMNIYAT, Vela and Villa Vianto, taking up shape, and the construction is already under progress. OMNIYAT had also launched this project, Ava, right at the entrance of Palm Jumeirah. There have been only 2 resale transactions for this very exclusive project. One went for minus 35% below OP, while the other was resold at 11% appreciation. So right now I'm standing at one of the bridges on the beautiful part of the Dubai Business Bay Canal. So this is the canal coming from the Business Bay, and here a lot of very high-end projects have been launched, which are coming here on the either sides of the canal, as this canal goes and merges into the Arabian Sea. So one of the projects which is already ready to move in, and which is where people have achieved appreciation, is this one, Canal Front Residences by Medan Group. So this was originally built by the Medan Group, but then when Medan Group was acquired by NAKHEEL, so when these buildings were actually handed over, they were handed over by NAKHEEL Group, and they are the ones managing it now. So if we talk about the numbers in this project, so these actually have achieved a median appreciation of ranging from 26% to 34% after the handover. But I think these projects were launched way back, and they were halted for a long time, because I remember when I had come in the year 2021, I could see these buildings just being there. There was no construction happening, but eventually now they are ready and people are living now, and a lot of resales have happened. But even if I take from the time frame of, let's say, 2021, 2022, like the Canal Front Residences Tower 1 and Tower 2, the period which is showing on the app is October 2021 and all the way up to March of 2022. So even if I take from that time frame and I calculate the median yearly appreciation rate, so it is coming around 7 to 8%. 8.6% is the best, and the average for these Canal Front Residences, if I calculate from that time frame, is around 7.7%. So Maidan Group had launched the District 1 residences, apartment buildings, and whatever was launched in the year 2021, very few resales have happened. And if we see at the CAGR rate, the median annual appreciation rate, it has varied from 0 to 4.9% only. So the resale market is not really hot in these residential buildings in District 1. We are in District 11. This is Opal Gardens. This was launched by Maidan Group, and when Maidan Group merged with NAKHEEL, NAKHEEL took over the construction and management of this project. And let me tell you how this project has performed. So this is a residential community comprising of townhouses, standalone villas. It also features a lagoon. It was launched in November of 2022, and so far it has appreciated by 13.5%. I think once these units will be ready and the community will be thriving, I think the prices will appreciate. We still have to give it much more time. So on an annual basis, the growth rate is coming to 4.2% for Opal Gardens. So ELLINGTON had also launched a project in the Palm Jumeirah. One of their projects, ELLINGTON Beach House, is now ready to move, and it was recently handed over. So this is one of the most high-end projects from ELLINGTON. Let's see how it has performed. So this was launched in July of 2022, and so far it has appreciated at a median rate of 31%, these properties, and the median yearly appreciation comes out to 8.8%, which is a decent number given that a lot of construction is happening around. I think once this whole area gets developed, probably this project will further see prices going much higher than what are currently going on for this project. So one of the very few developers who got a chance to build in Dubai Hills estate is ELLINGTON, and ELLINGTON have their ELLINGTON House projects in Dubai Hills estate, which are facing towards the villas which are in the golf course side in Dubai Hills estate. So if I talk about this project, which you can see behind me, this is the ready ELLINGTON House 1, and that is your ELLINGTON House 2. ELLINGTON House 3 is, if we go further ahead, we can see ELLINGTON House 3. So how these projects have performed: ELLINGTON House 1 was launched in July of 2022 and has achieved a median appreciation of 31%, and the median yearly appreciation is about 8.8%. Whereas if we talk about ELLINGTON House 2, it has achieved a median appreciation of 22%, whereas the median yearly appreciation is about 6.6%. And the ELLINGTON House 3, which was launched in January of 2023, has achieved a median yearly appreciation of just 6%. Well, I'm personally living in SOBHA Hartland, so from my own experience, I can tell it's a fabulous community for end user living. It has got nice green areas which you can enjoy with your family, with your dogs. And there are a few ELLINGTON buildings here as well. So the one that you see behind me, this one is Kensington Waters. This was launched by ELLINGTON in September of 2021. And so far it has appreciated by 23% with a CAGR of 5.3% every year. While the other one from ELLINGTON, Berkeley Place, this was also launched in 2022, and this has appreciated by 21%. So CAGR of about 5.86%, and if you look towards that side, it has the view towards your Burj Khalifa and downtown buildings. Another project by ELLINGTON is this one, the Highbury. It is just next to the SOBHA Creek Vista buildings, And so far, whatever resales have happened, this building is already 64% ready. And whatever resales have happened, it has gone for mostly your OP plus DLD. So we have to wait and watch. But I think the major issue with this building is that it's facing towards a very busy Russell Khor highway, which you can look here. And it also has this view of these electric cables, So let's see how this project turns up. Now you've seen the projects of ELLINGTON in SOBHA Hartland now, and I'm in JVC. So ELLINGTON actually started their journey in JVC, and they still have launched and are building the projects in JVC area as well. So in JVC in the year 2022, they had launched this project behind me, which is called Hamilton House, and this has performed pretty good as well. Probably it was launched at a very low price, and it has achieved about 35% appreciation, with the yearly median appreciation coming out to 11.3%. So this number is much better to the numbers which are achieved in the ELLINGTON projects in SOBHA Hartland. Although we know SOBHA Hartland is a much better community to live than JVC, but somehow prices have really gone up in JVC, and this project has performed 11% every year appreciation. But if I talk about the two other projects of ELLINGTON in JVT and Arjan, one is Belmont JVT. This was launched in April of 2023, and this has just achieved 6% appreciation so far, making the CAGR to 2.18%. Whereas the one in Arjan, or Harbour View, so Harbour View was launched in October of 2023, and that has also been going around the same price somehow, around the original price. So 2% appreciation so far with just 0.89% CAGR. So I'm on the grounds of the Jumeirah village circle, or should I call it the BINGHATTI village circle, because wherever I'm looking, it's mostly like the BINGHATTI buildings. So BINGHATTI have launched, they have constructed so many residential projects in JVC, and contrary to what is being spread on YouTube by a lot of agents that JVC has this oversupply issue, or maybe the investments will not do great in the future. Actually, if we look at the past, if we look at the projects which were launched in 2021, 22, 23, especially from BINGHATTI, they have performed really well for the apartment buildings. So if you look here, if you look at this building, this is BINGHATTI Heights, and this is the building which has performed the very best in JVC. It has depreciated by 79% since the time of the launch. So this was launched in mid of 2022, and the median yearly appreciation on these properties is coming to around 22% every year, which is fantastic for investment point of view. But I'm not sure how this area is good for an end user living, like how's the experience, because wherever I look, it's mostly like lot of construction, lot of noise. There is no integrity in the whole area in terms of, being it like one community. But I will take you to two other sites of BINGHATTI, the projects which have performed really well. And then what I'm gonna show is, you can see here, this project is coming, Apex by BINGHATTI. This is another project by BINGHATTI, BINGHATTI Corner, BINGHATTI House is there, and that is BINGHATTI Onyx. So here on the screen, I'm gonna put like what is the appreciation achieved in the BINGHATTI residential buildings, and you can have a look that a lot of them are double-digit appreciation numbers, ranging from 11%, 14%, 15%. In fact, the ones which were launched in 2022, 2023 have performed better than the ones which were launched in the year 2021. So let me show you two more buildings of BINGHATTI in JVC, the ones which have performed really well. So this is that other building, BINGHATTI Crest. This one has also performed really well. This was launched in September 2022 and has achieved an median appreciation of 14.7%. Again, a great number for a building in JVC. Probably these were launched at a great price, great launch price. And this is BINGHATTI Luna. This is another project in JVC which was launched in 2022, and so far it has appreciated by 51% on an average with a CAGR of 15.4%. So I want to talk about two buildings of BINGHATTI in Business Bay. One of them is this one, BINGHATTI Canal. This was launched in the year 2022, and so far it has appreciated at a median rate of 28%, making the CAGR at 7.8%. It is decent but not as good as its neighboring buildings, LED Group's 15 North Side. And you can also see here from this perspective that the Burj BINGHATTI Jacob & Co residences is already taking shape and kind of has reached like about 30% height because it's a very tall skyscraper, and front of it is where another very tall skyscraper will come, which might block the view of that building, which is from Tiger Properties, the Tiger Sky Tower. And the other building that I wanted to speak about is this one, BINGHATTI Trillionaire, which was launched in January of 2023. This is also facing towards the canal, and it was the one which was launched with private pools on the balconies. But if we look at the resale transactions so far, pretty much everything is selling at more or less the same price. So the median appreciation is standing at 2% for this project. So this is, what we have to see. Like, on the contrary, the BINGHATTI projects in JVC have performed so well, whereas the ones in Business Bay are not doing that well. So one of the BINGHATTI projects in Al Jadaf, which is the BINGHATTI Creek, was launched in February of 2022, and this project has so far achieved an appreciation of 41%, making the annual growth rate to around 10.4% every year. So what you see behind me, that is AZIZI Riviera project in Medan. So I'm standing in SOBHA Hartland side and AZIZI Riviera is on that side. In between there is supposed to come a water canal. I'm not sure when it's gonna come up. But if you look at these projects, AZIZI Riviera, as far as I've seen the community, it is jam-packed. A lot of people are renting there. Most of the retail areas are occupied and a lot of shops have opened up. So it's a buzzing area. But if we talk from the investment point of view, and if I look at the projects during the 3 years time frame that we are considering, if you look at these three buildings, AZIZI Riviera Beachfront, these were launched in October of 2021. And so far, whatever resales we look on the market that have happened, more or less they have gone for the same price. So pretty much these properties are standing at a median of 0% appreciation. So talking about few of the AZIZI buildings in Al Furjan. So AZIZI have done a lot of projects in Al Furjan area, and here what you can see is one of their projects called Amber by AZIZI. It's a residential building. I've seen few resales, so mostly it's going around the same price again, with not much appreciation so far. So now I'm in Dubai South. So Dubai South, the government developer, had launched one project here which is called Pulse Beachfront. It have 3 phases. So one phase you can see, these are the twin villas here, and these are now ready to move, and a lot of people are picking these units on mortgage since they are handed over now. So talking about the appreciation numbers, it has done a fabulous job. One of their phases, phase 2 of Pulse Beachfront, has appreciated by 132% since the launch time. The launch was in January of 2022. And 132% appreciation is giving an annual appreciation of 33%. Isn't it what you want from your Dubai real estate investment? So these investors who invested in the Pulse Beachfront villas have made a 33% every year on their capital, and not even taking into account the payment plan point of view as well, If we talk about the other phases, the Pulse Beachfront phase 1, the appreciation is 126% with a CAGR of 29.7%. And Pulse Beachfront phase 3, which was launched in March of 2022, has a CAGR of 28.4%. So the numbers are telling us that people have made a lot of money by investing in Dubai South's project, Pulse Beachfront. Talking about South Bay, which is the flagship project from Dubai South, their phase 1 and phase 2 have also performed really well. It's 90% complete now. And as we can see the appreciation numbers, the appreciation has been around 9 to 12% every year in Dubai's South Bay project. So now I've come to NSHAMA's town square, which is on E611 Emirates Road. And here if you look, you can see these townhouses within the community. Those are the already ready apartment buildings there, and this is the cluster I want to speak about. So this is Maha townhouses. So Shams townhouses and Maha townhouses, both of these clusters were launched in the year 2022. Shams was launched in June and Maha was launched in November of 2022. They are ready. People have already moved in. And if we look at the appreciation which has been achieved, if we talk about Maha townhouses have appreciated by 52% on an average. And since these were launched in November of 2022, the average yearly appreciation growth rate is coming to 16.4%, which is fabulous number for townhouses, even much better than the townhouse projects from other developers, other big private developers. So Maha townhouses have performed really well. You can look how the community has been well maintained by NSHAMA. And now I will speak about the residential buildings in this community. So if you look at this project in NSHAMA Town Square, this is Liva. This was launched in October of 2022. It is ready to move in now, and it is appreciated at an average rate of 27.5%, making the median annual growth rate to 8.4% every year. So a lot of the residential apartment buildings were launched in NSHAMA Town Square in the year 2023. So the very first building was this one, which is Escort. So Escort was launched in January of 2023. This is ready to move in, and this has performed one of the best in resale appreciation. It has appreciated by 42%, making the average annual growth rate to 14%. So this is one of the best, and I will put all the figures of all the other projects on the same road. A lot of the projects were launched. This is the Regent, this is the Hamilton, and that is the Diplomat. So these buildings, a lot of them are now ready to move in, and a few are only under construction, and they have reached about 50%. So if we look at the appreciation numbers, the ones which were launched in the very start of 2023, like Escort, Diplomat, and the Regent, which is that one. So you can see people have already moved in, and the appreciations achieved on the annual basis, the average annual appreciation is 14%, 11%. So double-digit growth has been achieved in these apartment buildings in NSHAMA Town Square. Whereas the other buildings, the other projects which are still getting handed over, we still have to wait and watch how the numbers will come up once those buildings are delivered. Finally, I have covered all the projects from the top 15 developers of Dubai that were launched in the years 21, 22 and 2023, and those that have surpassed more than 50% construction stage. I understand this was a hell lot of information to digest in one single video. Hence, what I've thought is that I'll be breaking down this video and selectively showing each of the developers' project performance in separate videos. Moreover, if you are someone who wants to build a strategic real estate portfolio in Dubai and take my advisory services, then I'll be happy to share with you one detailed report that I have made specifically highlighting all the data that I have shown in this video and that has come out in the research. Also, what I have thought is that I'll be making another video in which I'll be showing all the key facts and findings that has come out from the research of this video. So do subscribe to this channel. I've been working day and night to find the best deals for my clients so that they get the outstanding results that beats the market. Because I get the maximum happiness and satisfaction when I see my clients' capital grow in the real estate investments we choose together.